Vizhinjam, we will save foreign exchange in addition to the cost and the time. The second is bunkering facility. Most of the vessels get their fuel outside India, which means again a foreign exchange. So this is a very smartest location to go for bunkering facilities and so on and so on. So that's why, to answering to your question, Amitabh ji, that sky is the limit. We have to just work as one team, which is talent, technology, and the government agencies along with the seashore of 600 kilometers, and I think we will be the first one.
No, tell me, Ashwani, how do you see the future of Wellington Port in Cochin? How can that be transformed?
See, I mean, I always see that competition is always healthy, and we learn from each other, right? I mean, we just talked about talent. We already got the talent from Middle East in Vizhinjam now. They are all expatriates who left India 20 years before. They have come back. And now, when we are doing the automated port in Sri Lanka, their Sri Lanka are getting trained in Vizhinjam in our AI facility. So, to answer to your question, definitely when the shipping lines will start giving calls to us, when we will have the EXIM, definitely our competition port will say, it's a wake-up call. Let's wake up and get into it. I always see competition as healthy because we learn from each other.
Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you. Anusuya, I started off with you, and let me conclude with you. Suddenly India started producing great malts, and, Rampur and Jaisalmer Gin, and this Paul John here from Kerala. They've started doing better than Scotch whiskies from Scotland. Do you think a potential for Kerala to do better than Scotland in this field?
I would definitely think so, because there's a lot of focus now across states on how to kind of promote whatever we build and make in India, right? For example, if you look at our Sabian Bev, we work a lot with the barley farmers in Haryana, in Rajasthan, to procure barley, which is going into the products that we're making in India.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of focus on that, and that homegrown thing that all the panelists talked about is something that's really to look out for.
Okay, wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, we've had a very fascinating discussion. I think this was far more livelier, far more peppier than the inaugural discussion. So let me clearly thank, let me say that I've greatly benefited from this session, and let me thank Anil Ganju, who's the president and CGO of HCL Tech. He came out with some really, really valid, very relevant suggestions for Kerala. Let me thank Mr. Matthew Ooman, who was truly brilliant, very, very passionate on Kerala. And let me thank Shashi Kumar Sridharan, who's very great perspective, very visionary approach. So great amount of, I really greatly benefited from it. Let me thank Ashwani Gupta for what he has done for Kerala in the Vizhinjam port sector, truly transformational work. And let me congratulate Mr. Murugappan for his huge commitment to Kerala for the last 62 years. You have the greatest faith in Kerala. 62 years you've remained here. So I think you are the best brand ambassador for Kerala. And let me thank Anusuya Roy for her belief that Kerala can produce better malts than the Scotch whiskies from Scotland. Thank you so much, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this wonderful session, which was more livelier, more fascinating, and had many more ideas than the inaugural session, Mr. Anish. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we concluded before time. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. He wrapped up before time, and I request Sri A.P. Mohammad Hanish IAS to present a memento to our moderator and all the panelists on stage, starting with Sri Amitabh Kant, India's G20 Sherpa, and our moderator on stage. The first memento is being presented to Sri Amitabh Kant, our moderator. Yes, calls for some applause. Ms. Anasuya Ray, Vice President, AB InBev. Sri Anil Ganju, President and CGO of HCL Tech. Sri Ashwani Gupta, Chief Executive Officer of Adani Ports. Sri Matthew Ooman, Chief Executive Officer of Geo Platforms Limited. Sri M.M. Murugappan, Chairman of CUMI from Murugappa Group. And finally, Sri Shashikumar Sridharan, Chief Operating Officer of Google Cloud Asia Pacific. And finally, we request all of you to step up for a group photograph together, all of you in the presence of Sri APM Mohammad Hanish IAS. We request you to step up for a moment for a group photograph. The entire panel, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the speakers of the first plenary session that just concluded on this stage about Kerala, a small world but big opportunities. Thank you once again, everyone on stage. Yes, all of you have been waiting eagerly for this announcement, I'm aware. It is now time to break for lunch, but there's a small change in schedule because we are running a little late. Please do gather back here at sharp 2:30 p.m. for our next session happening here on the future of startups and innovation. I can promise you that this is going to be a really interesting session, something that you don't want to miss. So be here sharp at 2:30 p.m. at Leva 1. Thank you.